Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now I promised you a video that wasn't wrestling related this weekend, and here's your video. So if you didn't know and you've been sleeping under a rock for the past maybe 3-4 months, Soul Calibur announced a new game and it has been confirmed. We have no release date for it yet, but there is going to be another Soul Calibur game coming out. And I'd have to say that the last two Soul Calibur games, Soul Calibur 4 and 5, weren't the best games out there. I'm sorry, Soul Calibur 5 was just horrible. It was shitty. And the fact that, they wanted to bring another game out, we all was trying to figure out like how are they gonna make up for their past mistakes, which is Soul Calibur 5. Well, the creator of the game from Bandai Namco and Namco decided, hey, let's take the Mortal Kombat route and let's reboot the series. And that's what they needed to do. They needed to reboot the series because Soul Calibur 4. Mine's everywhere right now, guys. But Soul Calibur 4 wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good. It wasn't up to standards that people wanted it. Now me, there's only so much I can get out of a fighting game, but the fact that Soul Calibur 5's story was just pretty much just trash, made no sense whatsoever. It felt like it was rushed. They really wanted to show us some new characters, as in like, the new generation, because Sophia's children are in the game. I believe some other offsprings are in the game, if I can remember. But all I know is that Sophia's kids are the main protagonists and antagonists of the game, because her daughter was affected by the Soul Edge, and now her daughter didn't know how to control the stuff the right way, or control the power, and it made no sense for her kids to be fighting each other like that. It would have been better if she learned how to control it, like at the beginning of the game, like, oh yeah, I went off this training, now I controlled it, now I can do whatever, or whatever, something like that. I mean, really, I forget the story only because of the fact of the matter is that I did not like the game. Soul Calibur 4 was bad to me because of the fact that you had Darth Vader and Yoda in the game. And like, Star Wars does not fit Soul Calibur whatsoever. Like, how you gonna get some guys from the distant future to be part of a game that's set in the distant past? Like, come on, guys. I understand that, Star Wars is a big hit with the fans and all that stuff. But see, Star Wars, if any fighting game they'll probably fit into. Can't really think of one right now. But the fact that they at least tried it, it was not successful. Because Yoda was OP as fuck because you couldn't hit him because he's a little midget. So it's like you got to crouch down to hit the dude. So every time I played online with Yoda, not with Yoda, against somebody that was using Yoda, I felt that, it wasn't fair because, like, he's pretty much being perfect the whole fight. Can't land a hit on him, so of course he's going to pull a perfect out of his ass. But then you had Darth Vader. Then I think on both consoles, Yoda was on Xbox and Darth Vader was on PlayStation. But both games had The Apprentice, which nobody knew about. If you didn't play any Star Wars games, you know nothing about Yoda. The Apprentice. And The Apprentice was just some OP Star Wars character from one of their spin-off games of the series. But other than that, Soul Calibur's reboot is pretty much set in stone right now. So they brought some characters back. Like they brought back Sophia. They brought, of course, Nightmare. Of course, Keelig. I'm pretty sure Cervantes is going to be in the game because if it's a reboot, he was in the first ever Soul Calibur game, and I think he was the protagonist. If not, I think he was the protagonist in Soul Edge. But if not, I know Inferno's going to be the bad guy in the game. He has to be the main antagonist because he's been the main antagonist for Soul Calibur for like years. Soul Calibur 1 and 2. And of course, Baldo, he needs to make a return. Maxie needs to make a return. Astroth is going to make a return. Taki better make a return. I know Mizuruki's in the game because he was the first character out of all of them that was shown off. And the new character, I think his name was Grog or something like that. He's gonna be in the game. Now the thing about him that I like is that he has two weapons. two in one. It can either be a staff or it can be a dual wielding weapon, and that's the cool thing about you know this guy, because he's a dual wielder. So when you're tired of using the staff, you can switch it out and be two swords or two blades at once, and that's innovative right there. I believe that's pretty kick ass right there. And not just that, Zasalamel, I think that's how you say his name. He makes a return to the game. He hasn't been seen since Soul Calibur 3, and he's a main character. He's a character that I would love to use because I never got to play Soul Calibur 3. I had Soul Calibur 2, 1, Soul Calibur 4 and 5, but I never had Soul Calibur 3. And that's weird how you get Soul Calibur 1, 2, 4, and 5, but not 3. Hey, at that time, that's where I think Soul Calibur kind of fucked up with. At that time, I had an Xbox, and they decided, hey, we're going to put this game on the PlayStation and only PlayStation exclusive. And I felt that was a bad move in Namco's, just a bad move from Namco. And I felt that, they should have put the title on both consoles since you already had Soul Calibur 2 on one console. But I didn't think they had a special guest character in this game, which was stupid because Soul Calibur is known for having guest characters. Like Soul Calibur 1 didn't have one, but Soul Calibur 2 was a startup of guest characters. And if you had the Xbox version, which I had Spawn. If you had the PlayStation version, you had Heihachi from Tekken. If you had the GameCube version, you had Link from Legend of Zelda, and the Link from Legend of Zelda was probably the best one out of all three. Now I have Soul Calibur 2 on Xbox One, and in that one you have both Spawn and Heihachi. So since Tekken is on both consoles now, Xbox and PlayStation, and it's also on Nintendo now because Tekken Tag Team 2 is on the Wii U. I played it, wasn't a big fan of it because I believe certain games should stay exclusive to certain consoles, and I believe Tekken should have stayed on PlayStation, while Xbox should have kept Dead or Alive, and Nintendo Switch or Nintendo should have just kept Smash Bros. But that's just me. I'm not a game creator. I'm just a guy that just loves playing the fuck out of these games. Now, who am I looking really forward to? Well, like I said, it's Zasalamel. I never got to use him, never got to play him. He was the main antagonist out of Soul Calibur 3. So with that saying that I would love to use him. Also, he's black, and how I am about black anime characters. I feel like we're slept on. The black anime characters are slept on. I feel like we're underrated. We always look like goofs. We always look like our stereotypes, afro, big lips, and all that stuff. But I feel like Zasalamel is not that guy. Zasalamel was actually the main antagonist of Soul Calibur 3, to where, he just wanted to die. And he's immortal. And, people want to be immortal, but they also have to fail. They fail to realize you're immortal, but it doesn't mean your loved ones are immortal. And he watched all his loved ones die, one by one, over the years. Some died from war, some died by old age, some died by illness. And it started to take a toll on him, like, okay, I want to be in the afterlife with my loved ones. And he found out he could not do that. So he tried to go find Nightmare and the Soul Edge so he could either A, kill himself, B, kill Nightmare and himself, or C, just take over the world or some shit like that. Pretty much what he was he was trying to get the Soul Edge, take it for his own, to where people will come and fight him to see who could truly kill him. That's all he really wanted. He just wanted to die. So I think that was a really cool concept for his character. Immortal, wants to die, doesn't want to live anymore. Also, Ivy is back. So if Ivy is back, then Cervantes has to be back. And Cervantes is like it's her actual birth father. And I feel that that's going to be amazing to put in the game because of the fact that Cervantes is pretty much an OP character in Soul Calibur. He's been around for pretty much, I think, every game because he is a bad guy. He is an antagonist. He's never been a good guy. He's always been the douchebag pirate, who has a daughter and does not want to acknowledge her. So he's pretty much the deadbeat father that, most men are known to be nowadays. And this is way back in the day before even child support came up. But Cervantes is pretty much a ghost pirate. Pretty much that's all I can tell. He's a ghost pirate. He's been dead for so long. But thanks to Soul Edge, it's giving him immortality. But the same thing about but the difference between his immortality and Zazalamel's immortality is that Cervantes loves being immortal. He don't care. He's gonna be alive for years and years and years to come. But there's a lot of things with Soul Calibur 6 that we would love to see. Like I said, the characters, more characters going to be coming out, being flushed out, all that stuff. So this is just part one of a 4-part series. I'm doing the same thing I did for Mortal Kombat, but I'm doing it with Soul Calibur. And y'all should really like it, because I mean, Soul Calibur was a good game with Soul Calibur 1 and 2. Soul Calibur 3, from what I've seen, was a good game, but certain aspects of the game was not a-okay. Man, that's okay, because not every game is gonna be, A plus plus, Think of your favorite game and think about, oh, it's amazing. But there were some parts that had you like, okay, this is where the game kind of takes a toll. It takes a downhill, like nosedive, because of the fact that some things that the creators forgot to add. There's some things that they forgot to implement into the game, and that's how this is how Soul Calibur is. Soul Calibur 2 will always be my favorite fighting game out of the series because of the fact that me and my little brothers played that game to death. And I will do some live streaming of that soon on YouTube, but as for now, right now, I'm just telling y'all certain characters that's been announced. Also, if you're a Witcher fan, I forgot the guy's name. I never played Witcher, but he is the guest character for Soul Calibur this year, for this Soul Calibur game. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more. I hope they just put more than one, but hopefully, if not, there's some characters I would like to see return, and that will be in the next video. And also, of course, we got to talk about the story, because you know how I am about stories. I've seen how I did with Mortal Kombat, so we're gonna do the same thing with this game here, and so on and so forth. So like I said, it's a 4-part series, but this is not the only game that's getting this done, because as I'm working on this video, as we speak, I am also working on a Super Smash Bros. One. But other than that, guys, I hope y'all like this video. Stay tuned later on because NXT TakeOver is tonight. So, but other than that, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Stay safe. And always be you. You're not going to be happy if you're being somebody else. Just always be you. But other than that, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and so on and so forth. This is Lexi, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.